Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is honest, in your face tarot reading. It's not meant to necessarily appeal to your sense of stability. It's not meant to make you feel better particularly. It's not to blow smoke up your skirt, so to speak. That's the expression. It's meant to be honest. You got 5 cards in front of you. This is all you're going to see on your screen. There's no animation. There's no illustration. It's 5 cards. Together they create a frequency, an energy. Question is, do you resonate with that? If you do, run like hell. Go like hell. The door is open. If you don't worry about it. 85% of the people viewing this aren't going to resonate. At least not very much. I don't care if you're doing astrology, which I've done for 50 years plus, or tarot, which I've done for 20 years plus. I don't care what readings you do, you are not going to reach everybody. That's a fantasy. And at this stage in human history, we cannot afford to live in a fantasy any longer. We've been living in a fantasy for a long, long time. It's time to get real. It's time to get awake. It's time to pay attention. When I say get awake, I don't mean woke. I mean get conscious. This is when you have to be in the here and now. You have to be present. It is time to get real, which over the last 4 years, a lot of people have run away from. It's too scary. It's too scary. I don't want to think that my government's doing this to me. I don't want to think that this is happening. I don't want to think that my life is in danger and get me. Well, I don't want to think. 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 All they do is feel, feel, feel. And the puppet masters are encouraging your feeling, not thinking. All you got to do is look around the world. You see all the chaos. That's from people who are feeling, not thinking. Things could change very quickly, but human beings are lazy, stupid, myopic, and cowards. And those, very often, unfortunately, are their best qualities. It is time to get real, and that's what this is all about. We want to help you, or I want to help you. I'm not going to use the generalized. I hate that stuff. I want to help you to manifest. That means we have to get you to focus. That's why you're only going to see 5 cards. That's it. Close your eyes. Listen. It'll take about 10 or 12 minutes, but listen to the message. It'll be clear, concise. You're not going to have to guess what the energy is. Very often, tarot readings especially, but even then, astrology readings, they throw in so many different things from so many different angles that in the end, you don't know what the hell you're supposed to think or feel or do or... I frankly believe that's pandering to the audience so that they can find something in it that they like and then they can go to. This is not about liking something. This is about facing something that you don't like. And so to imagine means you can manifest, and that's what I want to do, encourage your imagination. I don't want you to get it from a screen. I don't want you to get it from an AI device. I don't want you to get it from a smartphone. I don't want you to get it from anything but your own brain. Your own brain. Draw the pictures, make the sounds. It's vital for your survival. You have to imagine to manifest. Let's begin. Middle card. It's the Oracle card. It says here and now. Here and now. Not in the past, not in the future, here and now. That is so damn difficult because we're distracted. There's a war going on here. There's a pandemic coming here. We got to be afraid of monkeys and all kinds of things. And it's just, oh my God. And then they're talking about the economy. And then maybe they'll take away all of our electricity. And then keep throwing shit at you all the time. They're overloading you. What does that do? Make you feel, not think. That's the key. To be in the here and now, you have to give equal measure to feeling and thinking. They got to be balanced. You have to be here. You got to be present. You got to be conscious. Difficult task, but that's the reading, here and now. Okay, so let's begin with the meme for today that at first blush won't make sense, but it will in a short order afterwards. From Paul Harvey, one of my favorite people on radio. I'm an old guy, been around for a long, long time. Paul Harvey was big in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Delivered the news unlike anybody on the radio at the time, and did it very, very well. And Paul Harvey said that despite all of our accomplishments, we owe our existence to a 6-inch layer of topsoil and the fact that it rains on that topsoil. Now, at first blush, you'd go, so what the hell does this have to do with being in the here and now? What it tells you is that the veneer of society is very thin. And we have to water it. We have to take care of it. And it's not being done. Why? Because we're being led to feel, not think, which is exactly, by the way, what John D. Rockefeller wanted. He said specifically, God, he was a bastard. Ugh. But he said back around 1900, I want a nation of doers, not thinkers. Thinking is dangerous to the puppet masters. And so what Paul Harvey was saying is we, in spite of all of our accomplishments, the reason we're here is because of a 6-inch layer of topsoil that gets rained on, gets watered. That's what you got to do to your life. That's what we have to do as a society, but we do it one person to the next person to the next person. We don't do that, it's done. And that decision is coming real quickly. You can't get around it. You can't escape it. You can't stick your head up your ass, which is where most people put their heads these days. You can't do that. You got to be in the here and now. You have to think and feel in equal measure. Take a look at the facts. Take a look at the information. You got to compile it intelligently. You have to be real. Let's begin. First two cards kind of right out of the box tell you everything, what's ahead of us. Got the Tower moment, got the Devil card. The Tower moment is feared by most people because it's destruction, it's upheaval. But it's a wake-up call, too. It's a wake-up call. Stop doing what you're doing. Now, you can ignore it, no problem. But then suffer the consequences. And that's where we are right now. This is an all or nothing proposition. This is do or die. This is make a decision for that 6-inch layer of topsoil that gets rain on it, or watch civilization disappear. Next card over is the Devil. These are things, this is a bondage. It's an addiction. It's the things that we're addicted to. Oh, I like my toys. I like my iPhone. Oh, I just got the computers. Oh, AI, artificial intelligence. I don't have to think anymore. Ooh. See, artificial intelligence is true, is accurate. And what is this designed? To make you stop thinking. What is it that John D. Rockefeller said? I want a nation of workers, not thinkers. Do you see how this kind of tying together? This is not a plan made yesterday. This is a plan made decades ago, more than 100 years ago, even longer than that. I'm not going to get into it, not the time or the place, but this has been a long time in coming, and it's coming together, and it's up to us whether it continues. Do we jump off the cliff, or do we pull back? We have to be in the here and now. Have to be in the here and now. So, next card. 8 of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas. And the 8 of Swords talks about restriction. Not having direction. Feeling powerless. Feeling trapped. Well, guess what? None of those swords is keeping this gal from moving. Yeah, her arms are tied. She's got a blindfold on. But she could easily maneuver. There's enough room in between the swords, between her thoughts, her beliefs, where she could escape. But as I said, most people these days are myopic, lazy, and cowards, so she ain't going to do it. If she did, that would put her in the here and now. But she doesn't want to be in the here and now. She's familiar with being trapped, feeling isolated, feeling desperate. She's used to it. And the final card is the Star card. Talks about hope, guidance, inspiration. Wow. This can have a good ending. This can have a good ending, but you got to get real. You got to look at your life as that 6-inch layer of topsoil. You have to. And you have to let it rain on that 6-inch layer of topsoil. In other words, you got to feed it. You got to nourish it. You got to support it. And the only way that you can do it is be in the here and now. More than ever, your consciousness is required. No, it's demanded for your survival, for our survival. So if this resonates even a little bit, play with it. If it resonates a lot, focus on getting real. Focus on being in the here and now. Focus on balancing your emotions and your logic. You need both to be in the here and now. Feed that layer of topsoil. Rain on it. Time to get real. That's the tarot reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.